What is up, boys and girls? Mr. Flower here, back again with another video. Today, 5 people participated in the votes. That's the biggest numbers we're pumping yet. And looks like loot key to everything is the winner this time. Looks like you guys can't get enough of loot, so I am gonna make another loot deck. But loot key to everything is a little bit different. I already got a mox field up of him. I was doing a little research because he's a little complex. He's a little complicated. So he's got Ward 1. He's green RGB colors. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. And then you may play those cards this turn. So, at first I didn't know exactly what constituted as a card type, so I had to look that up. So basically, artifacts, creatures, enchantments, instants, lands, planeswalkers, tribals, and sorcery. And I didn't know what this tribal meant, so I got to Googling it. Apparently there's tribal cards out there that are their own card types. So I went to Scryfall and started looking those up, and I was like, what is a tribal card? So I went here. I went to the type line and I just searched tribal. And then a bunch of these popped up. A lot of these cards are absolute garbage, but this Goyf guy came up, Altar of Goyfs, and then the tribal of these. I don't even know how to say that. Goyfs. I'm gonna leave the L out. Goyfs. So I was looking at that. Apparently, there's not a lot of Goyfs and a tribal, but all the Goyfs have roughly the same effect as loot, where they get +X, where X is the number of card types. So I figured I'd make a little Goyf tribal, throw in a bunch of shapeshifters, and then throw in all these tribal artifacts like Cloak and Dagger, Diviner's Wand. There's a few more. One's an axe. Obsidian Battle Axe is a tribal card. Let's see, and then Thornbite Staff is a tribal card, and I know this thing. And then Veterans Armaments. I know Thornbite has a couple combos we can use. So let's see what we can build with this. So I'm going to go grab all these cards that I already had looked up. Let's see where we can go. Okay, there we go. First one is the Goyf himself. And basically what he does is his power is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards, and his toughness is equal to that +1. So he can get pretty strong by himself. And then let's see, next one is Goyf. He's got power equal to the number of card types among all cards in graveyards, and his toughness is equal to that +1. Excuse me. When Goyf or another lower Goyf creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. So we're going to have a bunch of shapeshifters and changelings in here, so that could potentially be pretty lethal, pretty strong. Just start pinging people for our creature types. And then next one is Tarmogoyf himself. I think that's it, right? It's a 2-drop, yeah. And basically all he does is, I didn't know he had a new print, Fallout print. His power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards. So it helps if we're playing a bunch of different card types with loot. Let's see. Next up is just the Cloak and Daggers. Cloak and Dagger. Basically, equipped creature gets +2 and has Shroud. And whenever a rogue creature comes into play, you can attach it. So we're going to be playing a bunch of changelings, so we're going to just be able to... It's also got pretty low CMC costs, so it's pretty easy to cast with loot. I'm trying to stay in the low CMC area, because loot's going to be exiling cards from the top of our decks, and if we don't have enough mana to play them, we kind of just lose them to the exile that turn. So let's see, Diviner's Wand is another one. Let's see, bada bing, bada boom. And what Diviner's Wand does is, whenever a quick creature has, whenever you draw a card, this creature gets +1 and gains flying until the end of turn. And then you can tap 4, draw a card. And then whenever a wizard comes into play, you attach the wand. And this one's kind of mid. We might get rid of it later, but I'll just throw it in for now. Another tribal permanent I found was, this one's a little bit expensive, CMC wise, but Eldrazi Conscription. Basically, it enchants a creature, gives it +10, trample, and annihilator 2. But I like that it's a tribal card. So we'll get that extra tribal type on the field if we manage to get 8 mana on the field. Which I have a plan for that too later on. Another tribal card I found was Eyes of Wysent. Eyes of Wysent. And basically what it does is, maybe I should zoom in one more time. Yeah, hopefully, oh, that's gross. Zoom, alright, right there. Right there. Why does that change to white? Okay. Okay, I don't hate this. Alright. Whenever an opponent plays a blue spell during your turn, you may put... Okay, that's bad. I remember saying that was bad. Yeah, we're probably never gonna proc this. It's very niche. So, but it is a tribal. So if we just have it on the field for 2 mana, that gives us an extra card to play off of with loot's effect. It's kind of just like a shitty blanket effect though. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gonna proc it. So yeah, that's a pretty useless card. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Another tribal that's cheap is Marrow Commerce. That bad boy, and it's a merfolk card. At the end of your turn, untap all merfolk. And that's a little silly, but if we have a bunch of shapeshifters doing things, it could be fine. We could use that. Another one I found was Lignify. It's a 2-drop green card that basically says enchanted creature. You enchant a creature, it becomes a tree folk with 0/4 and loses all abilities. So that can just be a fuck you to someone's commander. And it gives us another tribal to work off of. Let's throw Obsidian Axe in here. Alright, Obsidian Axe. Basically, all he does is equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has haste. And whenever warrior comes in the battlefield, attach it to it. So if we're playing a lot of changelings, we can just have them come in with haste all the time. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see. Next one up is Tarmogoyf Nest. Let's see. And that is an enchantment. It enchants a land, and then enchanted land has tap to create a Tarmogoyf token. And Tarmogoyf tokens are powers equal to the number of card types in all graveyards, and toughness is equal to that number +1. So that's pretty solid, if you ask me. Next up is Thornbite Staff. I probably am going to go into this one a little later. But he has a equipped creature has pay 2, tap. This creature deals 1 damage to any target. And whenever a creature dies, untap this creature. Whenever a shaman enters the battlefield, you can attach it to it. So Thornbite Staff is pretty good. You can combo off with it pretty easily. We'll get into the combos a little later. Probably not going to go too deep into those combos and like build the whole deck around it, but having one combo in a deck isn't going to hurt nothing. Let's see, Veteran Armaments is our next up, and then it says whenever this creature attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each attacking creature. So it can potentially give us a good little defense, or some strong attackers. Not too horrible, I guess. Next up is another creature, one of the Goyfs. And we're going to do Polygoyf this time. And then Polygoyf says, yeah, there we go. Let's see, Polygoyf, let's bring this down a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Alright, Polygoyf is a 3-drop. It has Trample, Myriad, and its power is equal to the number of card types in graveyards. So, not too shabby. Let's see, another card that deals with card types that I found was Consuming Blob. Little 99-cent guy. And he's basically, his power and toughness are equal to the number of card types, same as the Goyfs. And then at the beginning of your end step, you create a ooze creature token with the same effect that this power is equal to number of card types. So I guess like the strongest they can get if you go over to card types is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it include, if it includes lands? 6, 7, 8. They can potentially be 8/8s if we have enough card types in graveyards. So that's not too bad. Just create a bunch of 8/8 tokens with the slimes. That's not horrible. That's probably going to be late game stuff though. Another pretty good artifact that we are going to be using is the Great Door, Matzalantli. Matzalantli, the Great Door. Where'd it go? Alright, there it is. Draw a card, then discard a card. That's always pretty good, having some card draw. And then you can pay 4 to transform him. And then if you have 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard, you can transform it. And then the transform is tap, add X mana of any color, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. So that's kind of just a good card to have in this type of deck. I found another creature. It's a manticore. I don't know if I want to add this one into the deck. Let's give him a read. Mount Velis Manticore. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may discard a card. When you do, Manticore deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of card types the discarded card has. Well, I think the most types that a card can have is like maybe 3 or 2 or 3 or 4 max. Yeah, I think I don't want this card in the deck. Plus it doesn't build off of our Goyf strategy at all. And I think we're either gonna have something that really, we have like 2 options. Either go really hard on the Goyfs or play with our commander's ability a little more. So yeah. Next up is Omnivorous Flytrap. I don't know if I want to add this one either. Let's read him. Delirium. Whenever Flytrap enters or attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, you distribute 2 +1s. Then if there are 6 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, double the number of +1s. I feel like that could be alright. It doesn't go with our Goyfs, but it does work with our commander a lot. So we'll keep that one for now. Our next potentially first planeswalker is going to be Tezzeret. And then Tezzeret is just a +1 draw card. And then it has a 0 until your next turn. Target artifact you control becomes a 5/5 creature in addition to its other types. So you can make some beefy artifacts. I mean, we have a bunch of artifacts already. And then its -7 is put any number of cards from your hand onto the battlefield face down. They're 5/5 artifact creatures. I don't know if I want to keep this card in here. It seems okay, but it's it's a 6 CMC. And it doesn't really do much for us. I mean, it turns an artifact into another creature. So it gets us 2 extra types on the battlefield for when our loot procs. But yeah, I feel like there's better stuff out there. I think I'm gonna leave him for now, but we definitely might remove that guy. And that's it for the things that I researched myself. I had a few other, like, just general good stuff. Like, these planeswalkers really work well with our commander. So Minsk and Boo, really good card. Whenever It enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you create a hamster. And then you +1 her, you can put 3 +1 counters, or you can -2 her and sacrifice a creature and deal X damage to any target, or X is that creature's power. And if the sacrificed creature was a hamster, you draw X cards. So you can potentially draw a lot with this one. It's pretty solid card draw. And it also gives us a hamster and a planeswalker. So that's 2 card types right there, creature and planeswalker. Pretty solid stuff. And then another card that's really going to help us out is Oku, Thief of Crowns. Basically +2 gives us a food token, so that gives us an artifact. He's a planeswalker himself. And then you can +1 him, target artifact or creature, loses all abilities and becomes a green elk. Creature with base power and toughness 3/3. So you can really nullify some commanders with this or some heavy threats. And then -5 is exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature and opponent controls with power 3 or less. So you can start swapping things around. Pretty solid all around. This guy's pretty oppressive if you have him in your deck. Let's get into some battles. I'm going to look up some battles. Let's go over here to Scryfall. And then go to Advanced. Type, Battle, Colors. Let's do including blue, green, red. I think at most is what we want. Search these options. Alright. Invasion of Urgamon. When Invasion of Urgamon enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Then you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. What's its flip side? Oh, transform. There we go. When you transform it, Cliffhanger enters the battlefield. You discard a card. If you do, search your library for a land or battle card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I mean, we're mainly going to be using it for its battle, its card type. It's a 2-drop. I think we should probably throw it in there. It's not a bad battle at all. Then it can search our other battles. Which one of our main battles, I think, is going to be Invasion of Ikora. This one is just really good. It can win you some games if you let it. Yeah, copy. We'll read it over here. Invasion of Ikora enters the battlefield. Search your library for graveyard for non-human creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. And then when you kill it, it becomes an 8/8 monster dinosaur. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that creature assign its combat damage as though if it weren't blocked. So it's kind of like an advanced trample. So if someone blocks your stuff, you can just fight through it, I guess. Pretty strong, pretty OP. But we can also play it for pretty cheap. Let's see, what other battles do we have here? There used to not be this many battles. But there's a good bit now. Let's see, red-blue. Invasion of Kaladesh. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token. Okay, and then when you transform it, you get an Aetherwing. Its power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. I mean, that couldn't be too bad. It gives us a battle and an artifact, so that's 2 types that we can play off of immediately. So I think we throw that guy in there. Then we have Invasion of Exiled. It enters the battlefield. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. That does sound pretty nice when you transform it. Whenever you cast a spell, belligerent gains indestructible until end of turn. It's a trampled dinosaur 4/3. I know these are probably hard to read. Let's try zooming in. Oh yeah, that kind of helps. I don't hate this one either. Let's just get something from the top of our deck. Top 5 cards. That's not bad. Don't know how many battles I want. Like, Loot's a 1/2. He's probably not going to get much stronger than that. So, like, let's see. I kind of want the cheap battles, you know, the cheap CMCs. Invasion of Khaldim refreshes our hand. Exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play cards exiled this way. And then when you flip him, he's an enchantment. Discard a land card. Power of Worlds Tree deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I mean, I think that's pretty good. It plays with our exile theme a little bit. Throw that in there. That might be the last battle we consider. I think the rest of the battles are just Invasion of Merskala is the same as Invasion of Urgamon. What does Urgamon give us? A trample little guy. I think this might be better for us. Discard a card, create 2/1/1 red elemental creature tokens. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until you're into your turn. A goblin spell shaper. I mean, it gives us card draw, which isn't necessarily bad. We'll throw that one in there. Why not? We can always remove some cards if need be. I'm gonna just like skim these. Green, blue, enters the battlefield, scry 3, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double face card, draw a card. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 3 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Search your library of the 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle. It's a land edition. I'll add one. Gross. Alright, yep. That's all for that. Let's see. Alright, let's go to EDH Rec, our favorite place. And let's look up our commander first. Let's see. Exile, lands matter, birthing pod, landfall, land destruction. Let's see, more tags. Good stuff. Combo, impulse. I'm looking for changelings is what I'm looking for. Polymorph? Is that what we're looking for? Stompy. What happens if we click polymorph? No. That's not what we're looking for. You know, these are just like dinosaurs and shit. I don't know what polymorph means. I do want Doc though. I was looking at him the other day. Spells you cast from your graveyard or exile cost 2 less to cast. So this guy's just stocks. So we're gonna throw him in there. He really helps our agenda. Well, basically we want shapeshifters and stuff like that. But first, let's duplicate this, and let's go. What was that card? Thornbite staff. There we go. Let's copy this card name, throw it over here. Thornbite staff, combos, and let's look at these combos. Oh, we got Krinko plus Skirk. That's a goblin combo. Okay. Is that it? This is one of the newer Krinkos as well. So that's kind of cool. Oh, that's black. We can't play black. We can't play that either. Krinko plus Ashnod's Altar. That seems pretty simple. Kiji plus Ashnod's Altar. Oh no, it doesn't really fit the theme that well to... Goblin Welder plus Thornbite Staff. Is that a 2-card combo? Let's look that up. Alright. Goblin Welder, Thornbite Staff. Goblin Welder says choose target artifact a player controls and target artifact card in that player's graveyard. If both targets are still legal, as this ability resolves, that player simultaneously sacrifices the artifact and returns the artifact card to the battlefield. Alright. Alright, Goblin Wielder must be on the battlefield. Thornbite Staff must be on the battlefield. Thornbite Staff attached to Goblin Welder. Okay. Goblin Welder does not have Summoning Sickness. Okay. You control at least one non-token artifact creature. I think we have those in our deck. You have at least one artifact creature in your graveyard. Do we have artifact creatures in our... I think the artifact creatures we make are all... Yeah, we make a bunch of artifact creatures like tokens, so they're not going to be in the graveyard. Activate Goblin Welder by tapping it, sacrificing any artifact creature you control, and returning any other artifact creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Goblin Welder triggers, untapping itself, repeat. That doesn't really do much for us. It's cool. It's a very cool combo. I think we might have to go Gringo Mob Boss. Which is unfortunate. Because it doesn't really fit our theme. I'm really heavy on themes sometimes. But having 2 cards for a combo isn't like the end of the world, you know? It's like, if you get in your hand, that's cool. If you don't, you don't. I don't know. Let's see. Thornbite Staff has been around for a long time, so it has a lot of combos going with it. Oh, this could help. Let's see. Sacrifice a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Create a 2/2 red goblin. You may discard up to 2 cards. Exile this card and return it to battlefield transform. Create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control. Except it has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of next instant. Yeah, these are not looking... Okay, this looks promising. Let's see what this looks like. Hawk Zealot must be on the battlefield. Thornbite Staff on the battlefield. Thornbite Staff attached to Hawks. You have a way to give Hawks Death Touch. Hawks does not have Summoning Sickness. Give Hawk Death Touch. Activate Hawks by tapping it, dealing 2 damage to target creature. That creature dies from lethal due to hand's Death Touch ability. Hawk's ability from Thornbite Staff triggers, untapping itself. Repeat for each creature opponent control, and whenever an opponent creature controls a creature. Destroy all creatures opponent control. Destroy all creatures that enter the battlefield under an opponent's control. Okay. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like just like a mini board wipe. We could probably get Hawk's Death Touch. I just want to look this guy up with a quick and easy artifact. Let's see. Death Touch, Touch. Not artifact, enchantment. Death Touch. It's gotta be in here somewhere. No. Artifacts. Oh, there it is. Equipped creature has Death Touch. That's kind of cool. It's a 1-drop. Equip 2. Equipped creature has haste and shroud. Yeah, let's throw Hawks in there. That seems pretty cool. Cool little Death Touch combo. I think that sounds fun. Throw him in there, and then throw Gorgon's head in there. Gives us something fun to look forward to if we get a Thornbite Staff on the field. see. Kill that. Is there anything else in here that we want? Oh, this also does the same thing, but it lets us put it on any creature instead of just Honsk. That might be a better play. Yeah, that might be a way better play. Thermopod, Crincomod Plus. Inbringer. Untap Inbringer to each other player's. Inbringer deals 1 damage to any target. Target creature can't attack or block this turn. Draw a card. There's some pretty cool combos with this thing. I can probably sit here and go through these all day. Oh my god. Well, look at this. Oh my god, you can just scroll forever. Holy. I mean, that's cool. I think I'm just gonna stick with what we had. Oh no. Oh man, I lost my spot too. Let's see. I think I do want to add these little artifacts. That way we can do the combo with any creature and not just, what's it called? I guess his name was Thornbite or something. Oh, this is a green one. Create a 1/1 elf. Sacrifice a creature. Trying to get away from all the Ashnod Altered combos because those are in a lot of decks. Alright, Basilic Collar was one of the cards. Let's add that. I don't know what the other one was. Oh, it was this one. Viridian Longbow. Tap. This creature deals 1. Yeah. Viridian Longbow is the play. Alright, so our Thornbite staff now has like 2 combos. We might get rid of this guy. Oh, at the beginning of upkeep, target opponent creates 3 walker tokens. And then whenever you kill a zombie, you draw a card. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we're keeping that in there now. I failed to read that part of the card. Oh, alright, and I have another card that can bounce off of that. I think it's an enchantment. One or more not enter the battlefield if one of them. No. Paradox? Yeah, that's the one. Paradox Haze. Copy card name. Paradox Haze. Throw that in there. It says, at the beginning of enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep. Which is nutty for upkeep cards. So we'll be able to draw 6 off of Honsk. But also, we'll be able to exile 3, or exile double the cards with loot and play them. So yeah, that's pretty strong. Alright, I think our main problem with loot now is he needs to be able to play multiple lands per turn. And you know who does that really well? Loot himself, Exuberant Explorer. Let's go down here. Let's look at him. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal number of lands you control. But he's a 3-drop. We're probably never going to use his tap effect, but if we do, it's pretty good. And then you may play an additional land on each of your turns. That's pretty insane. So we can play 2 lands from our exile with our key to everything. We want a few more of those effects, so there's a bunch of them, I think. But I think the one that like everyone uses is Exploration. $20 enchantment card. It's a little bit old, but where'd it go? There it is. It's a 1-drop, so you may play an additional land on each of your turns for 1 drop. That's pretty strong. Let's go over here to EDH Rec, and let's add 1 more of those effects. Let's just do similar cards. There's a bunch of these nowadays. Plays land, you may put a land card from your hand on. No, we don't want that. We're playing lands from exile. You may play lands from the top of your library. That's a 4-drop. We want like a cheap one. You play additional land on each turn. Return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains trample. I think Dryad might be the play. That's an enchantment creature as well, so 2 types. Yeah, that's the play for sure. Alright. Let's see. We have 35 cards, so we got like roughly 30 cards to play with. I think I'm going to add my changelings now. Let's see. Let's look up change. What's like the go-to changeling commander? That's what I want to know. I am looking that up. There's got to be a go-to changeling commander. Maybe this will tell us. Shapeshifter. A lot of shapeshifters are blue-black. This one might be the play. Morit. Changeling. Morphus. Morphon, the Boundless. Yeah, let's grab this guy and maybe Morit of the Frost. Just look them up. Alright, Shapeshifter enters, choose a creature type. Spells a chosen type you cast cost blah blah blah. This effect. This card is every creature type. Alright, yeah, let's see. New cards. You may pay that rather than pay a mana cost. Why are these? Banner of Kinship. I think we do want this in our deck. As this artifact enters, choose a creature type. This artifact enters a fellowship counter on it for each creature you control of the chosen type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact. And no, I don't think we're going to use that. High synergy cards. Yeah, I figured this was going to do a bunch of, let's see. Shapeshifters. Okay. Creatures you control have tap 1, add 1 mana of any color. I really like Enduring Vitality. It's a really solid card. Let's throw, because it gives you an enchantment creature as well. So that's 2 types. Let's throw Enduring Vitality in there. High synergy is what we're looking for. Changeling. Alright, here we go. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 on this creature. That's not bad. Let's do a little zoom. Yeah, there we go. These are white blacks, white blues. Alright, there's a blob, changeling. Target creature gains all creature types. Target creature loses all creature types. That's not bad. If we give that to our commander, does it help us though? Let's look at our Goyfs. Pyrogoyf, sequel. Shapeshifter. Why am I doing shapeshifters again? Let's see. I think it was, oh yeah, we have all these little wands in there. So we want shapeshifters in order to equip these wands. Or eat these tribal cards. And the tribals also give us extra types to play around with. Okay. I'm back on track. Boys. Okay. I don't think this counts or affects us at all. Changeling, formless Genesis, create X colorless shapeshifter creature tokens with Changeling and Death Touch. Where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of land cards in our graveyard, but maybe we will. It's possible. We have a few discard effects. I think we can get rid of this now. Alright, Realm Walker. Choose a creature type. You look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells of the chosen type from the top of your library. Sure. We could cast our Goyfs that way. Are all the Goyfs the same? Yeah, they're all Who Goyfs. What about this guy? Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's see. This is just a 1-drop changeling. Universal Automaton. That seems pretty nice. Just a 1-drop little guy, but he can do stuff. Let's see. Mass Nexus. Creatures you control are every creature type. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. That's really good. Create a +2. Create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter token with change. Yeah, we definitely want this guy. When Masked Vandal enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, exile target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls. He's a changeling 2-drop. I guess we can throw him in there. Bloodline Pretender. As Bloodline Pretender enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodline Defender. Yes. We'll throw that in there. The great thing about changelings and shapeshifters, they all kind of play into each other. This thing just fixes our mana. I don't think we're going to need to do that. I mean, we could though, because like we might have to do that with Loot's effect as well. I do like Shape Share. That seems pretty cool. You can just copy our commander if we wanted to. Get 2 commander procs next turn. If we got nothing else to do. It's not horrible. No. Risen Reef. When Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put the card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Tap and untap creature control. Moth Dust Changeling gains flying. That's stupid. Protection from black. Chameleon Colossus gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. Okay, that's pretty mid. Mid. What does Magna do? The dwarves get +1. When a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasures. Search your library for an artifact or dragon. Put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle. Guardian Gladewalker, pretty mid. Has a copy of a permanent control, except it's legendary, so in addition to its other types. And if it's a creature, it enters with 2+1/+1 on it and has changed. Let's look up. All slivers have tap, add 1 mana. Changeling, okay. Omo is a shapeshifter. When Omo, Queen of Vesor, enters the battlefield or attacks, put an everything counter on each of up to 1 target land and up to 1 target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it is every land type in addition to its other types. Each non-land creature is an everything on it is every creature type. I don't think we really need that in our lives. Backform Harvester is a changeling. Put target card from your graveyard onto the bottom of your library. That's pretty useless. Add X mana of any 1 color to your mana pool, where X is the number of allies you control. I like that. that can really pop off with the changelings, I think. But I don't know. Miram is RGB. Let's see. Flying War 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. And I mean, that's good, but it's 6 mana. We're probably never going to use it. Far barely changing gets +1, +0 until end of turn. Mistwalker gets +1, -1 until end of turn. Why would you want to do that? What a weird guy. What a weird fellow. Roaming Throne. Choose a creature type. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. I don't think I want Roaming Throne in here. No, let's see. Game Trail Changeling. It's just a 4/4 with Trample. It's pretty mid. This gives haste to demons. This is a changeling with vigilance, but it's also white. Oh, this guy looks nice. Whenever another bear enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target bear. Target bear you control fights target creature you don't control. I feel like that's good. We need more like changeling big boys, like that'll end the game. Enters the battlefield if you control 3 or more creatures that share a creature type, put a +1/+1 counter. Then scry one. Okay, well that's pretty fucking mid. Shapeshifter. When Webweaver Changeling enters the battlefield, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, you gain 5 life. That's mid. When you cast an instance or sorcery spell, if it targets 1 or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of those permanents. When a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, create a token that's a copy of target permanent. Interesting. That's a little complicated. Champion a creature. When this comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another creature you control from the game. When this leaves play, that card returns to play. Huh. Sphinx spells cost 2 less to cast. Whenever reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Opponent separates those cards, put 1 pile into your hand, the other into the graveyard. Changelings. Why does changelings always want to champion something? I mean, that's a 7/7. That's not bad. Okay, that's all the creatures here. Let's go to Moriat. As commander. Let's do shapeshifters. Okay, we looked at all the changelings. Let's look at all the shapeshifters now. I think shapeshifters are just like stronger in general. I don't actually know. I'm just guessing. I think we already put him in there. When guarding glades, while anxious about put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That's pretty mid. As Realm Walker enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. You may look at the top card. Yeah, we already put that in there. We already put that in there. What about Reflections? As Reflection enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a spell of chosen type, copy that spell. It's not horrible. How many creatures do we have in our deck right now? 19? That's not crazy. Bears of Litjara. Create a 2/2 shapeshifter. Any number of target shapeshifter creatures you control have base power and toughness 4/4. Choose up to one target creature or planeswalker. Each creature with power 4 or greater you control deals damage equal to its power to that permanent. That's pretty mid. Cultivate. I mean, we need a sorcery anyway. Why not throw Cultivate in there, you know? I don't think I want to go super creature heavy. There are some other creatures I do want to add to the game. You may have shapeshifters. You can all become copies of that creature until end turn. I mean, that's kind of cool. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You know, why not? Let's throw that in there. That's nifty. Oh, we can get rid of these TCG players. Alright. Okay, creature, shapeshifter, Gladewalk Ritualist. Whenever another creature named Gladewalk Ritualist enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. That's not meant for Commander. I mean, it's a changeling, 3/3. Shapeshifter Rogue. Undercover operative, enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it enters with a shield counter on it if you control that creature. And you may have class pull mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. Or it can be... Oh, shapeshifters aren't actually changelings. They're just shapeshifters. Some of them are changelings. But not all. Shapeshifters are just shapeshifters. You may have entered the battlefield as a copy of creature you control. Your opponent controls, except it's a fairy shapeshifter in addition to its other types. I don't know. Worms you control get +2/+2 and have trample. Oh, you may have mirror image into the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. That's just another shapeshifter. Exile a creature card from your graveyard, put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. That's not horrible. Ooze. Oozes you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control commander, create a token that's a copy of Bio Waste Blob. That's kind of cool. We also have some oozes in here already, so that's alright. Shapeshifter, tap an untapped wizard you control, draw a card. That's a 5-drop. Damn. This guy's cool and good, but I feel like he needs like his own deck. He doesn't need to go on the 99 of mine. Other centaurs, creatures you control get +1, have vigilance and trample. That's a 4-drop. Other cats you control get +1 and have protection from dogs. Whenever one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to one target artifact or enchantment that player controls. I mean, if we have this on the field and let's say that one enchantment, where is it at? You may play. Wait, where'd it go? Or is it an artifact? Oh yeah, here it is. Creatures you control have every other creature type. Like if we have this on the field, that enables a lot of like effects like this. But I don't know. Ghastly Mimicry. You may have Mirror enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's a spirit. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed. At the beginning of upkeep, create a token that's a copy. Yeah. Let's see. Artifact creature, Phyrexian shapeshifter. Enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield. Except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Fuck. Shapeshifter, changeling. None of these are really screaming at me. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents. You may have power copy. There's a bunch of copy cards. I don't really want to go that route. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Draw a card for each ally you control. This gives our board indestructible. Kinda. Man, making this deck is hard. My friend was initially the one that like suggested this deck to make. There's other better cards out there. He's like, I'm gonna give you a challenge. So like, he really did give me a challenge, that's for sure. Our main goal is to blow up with shapeshifters and these tribals and get as many cards as possible on the field. We have 20 creatures. How many of these are shapeshifters / changelings? Not a lot. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think if I want to look for changelings, I am going to have to go over to Scryfall. And just look up type. Change. No, that's not type. Text. Change. How the fuck do you spell that? I'll just change endling at the end. Okay, whatever. Changeling search. Actually, let's go back. Changeling, blue, red, green, at most these colors. Now we search. Alright. Create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter. Creature token with changeling. Changeling. Alright. Tribal instance. Changeling. Up to 2 target creatures get +2 and gain all creature types until the end of turn. No, thank you. I want some cheap changelings. Something like this. Firebelly changeling gets +1. Activate this ability no more than twice each turn. Changelings. I don't think I can play this in my deck. Moth dust. Are these really all the changelings we got going on here? Turtle shell changeling. I thought there was a lot more changelings. Switch turtle shell changelings power and toughness until end of turn. It's first strike until end of turn. I guess that's it. Creature, shapeshifter. Is there not a changeling type? These are all shapeshifters, it seems. Let's go back. Let's change text to type. See if that helps at all. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's what I thought. Nope. Kill that. Let's do change here. Search with these options. Let's look up. This card is every creature type. Type. Let's do this card is every creature type. Am I stupid? Enchant creature gets +2/+2, has reach and is every creature type. I mean, we could put that on our commander. Equipped creature gets +3 and is every creature type. This form Altimus is every creature type. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is every creature type. I think we throw this thing in here. That's pretty solid. Kind of like that aura too. Say we get these two, and then we can kind of dig around, add other stuff that we want to add, other good stuff for loot. Arachnoform. This deck is going to be a clusterfuck. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to get rid of this thing. I think I want to add one of the new guys in here. Shrufus. He's kind of fun. Basically what he does is... Where'd he go? He's a mushroom. And he makes sapperlings. And whenever a sapperling you control deals combat damage to a player, you can create that many 1/1 green sapperlings. So if we copy him with Shapeshifter, or we copy a we can do a lot with changelings in this guy. It's really solid work. Let's look that guy up, actually. Maybe he's got some fancy magic we can use in this deck. I guess if we had Banner of Kinship in there, it would help something. I don't know. High synergy. Each other creature you control that's a fungus or sapperling gets +1. You may cast Sapperling Symbiosis as though it had flash if you pay 2 more. These are kind of garbo. Yeah, this guy has his whole deck dedicated to him. Like, he's got Sapperlings have a lot of support. Meanwhile, we have our boys over here. The Goyfs have like 4 cards. Not fair, man. Not fair at all. Alright, let's just build some more loot. Goodness, we have 52 in the main deck. We need some more sorceries instances. We have plenty of enchantments and artifacts. Let's see what we can conjure up. Let's see if we can conjure up some cheap sorceries and instances. You know what we should do? We should just throw Thunder. Thunderbolt, is it? Yeah. Throw Thunderbolt in there. Why not? Deals 3 damage to target player or 4 damage to target creature with flying. Actually, no. We don't want that one. What's the other one? Thunder? Is it just Thunder? Am I high? Or is it lightning? Oh man, lightning. Chain lightning deals 3 damage to any target, then that player or permanent. No. Ley lightning is open hand. Whenever you cast a spell, you may pay 1. If you do, ley lightning deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. That's kind of good. Lightning axe. Am I stupid? There it is. That's the one I was looking for. Lightning bolt deals 3 damage to any target. Yeah, let's have that guy. There's a lot of lightning stuff. That's kind of cool. So many things to choose from. Alright. Alright, we got a lightning bolt. Is that a sorcery or a fucking instant? It better be an instant. Okay, yeah. We got lightning bolt. Let's see, we are red, green, and blue. So let's add some counters. Counter spell. What is the new counter spell? The new flavor of the month. Let's go here. Let's go blue. Cancel. Target spell. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. Yeah, let's throw Fierce Guardianship in. Oh, why is that $30? Never mind. You may pay 1 life. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If you control a bird, counter that spell unless its controller pays 4. This can work with our changelings. This spell costs 1 less to cast it if you control a wizard. That could also work with our changelings, but I think I'm going to pass on that one. Spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a creature spell. Where is the other counter spells? 3 steps ahead. Alright. Counters target spell. Create a target that's a token. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Where is the counter spells that I want in my life? Opt. I want the Bloomburrow counterspell. That's the one I'm really looking for. There it is. Long Rivers Pool. Let's grab that bad boy. It's you gift the card, counter spell, or you can just counter a creature spell. I really am fond of that one. I am running out of ideas for counter spells, I think. I think I want Windfall in there just to reset our hand if we need it. I'm a fan of Windfall. Very nice sorcery. Okay, let's look up more. I don't know. I'm not very good with sorceries. Let's see, put target partner you own on the bottom of your library for your cards. I just want cheap. Personal tutor, search your library for a sorcery card. Polymorph, destroy target creature. That's kind of frightening. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. I like these dual land cards because if you exile them, you can just play the land, or you can play one of these if you need it. So I'm going to grab that. Kodama's Reach. Search your library forest card. I think I'm going to put Kodama's Reach in there. So we have some more landfall. What's some red sorceries? I think red is going to be draw 3 cards. That's kind of pick one. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. Each opponent sacrifices. Each opponent sacrifices. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of strong, actually. Ooh, you know what we could do? We could put all 3 seasons into the deck. Oh, fuck, that would be pretty funny. Let's go season. Let's see. Put +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. It gains vigilance and trample. I kind of like season because it board wipes. Season of Gathering because it board wipes artifacts and enchantments. No, that's not what we're looking for. Let's do season. Let's just. Is that it? No. Why is there so many cards with season in the name? Holy shit. Alright, sorry about that. I forgot I was in Discord. Let's see. Season. The Borrow. Let's see. Season of the Bold? Is that? Okay, what does red do? Choose 5. Create a tap treasure token. Okay. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of the next turn. You may play them. Until the end of your next turn, whenever you cast a spell, Season of the Bold deals 2 damage to up to 1 target creature. Yeah, I'm never going to use that. What does Season... What's the blue one? Season over. I already did that. Weaving? Yeah, that's the one. Draw a card. 4, 5, 6. Choose an artifact or creature you control. Create a token that's a copy of it. Return each non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. Nah. I mean, drawing 5 cards is cool, but we have other ways to do that. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, let's look up board wipes for our silly little deck. Target player mills a card. Oh, this is polymorph. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, as commander, exile. Alright, let's go. I do like having that. Oh, can we make that go away? No? High synergy cards. Okay, we got Doc. Do we have Faldorn in there? Don't think we do. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, you create a wolf. That's pretty good. Savvy Trader. Whenever Savvy Trader enters the battlefield, exile target permanent card from your graveyard. Play that card. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 1 less. Lost and Dan. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under control from anywhere other than your hand, you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a 3/3 red spawn. Okay, that's pretty good. Spirit Warrior. Whenever attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your library and or your graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter. Okay, that's pretty good. She can buff herself up while we are looting. The first spell you cast from exile each turn has Cascade. I mean, that's pretty good. Kind of. Yeah, let's throw him in there. Nefelshni. Flying. When you cast a spell from exile, copy it. You may choose new targets. If it's a permanent spell, you copy it. The copy gains haste, and at the beginning of end steps, sacrifice it. Are we still in high synergy? Okay. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Keeper Secret deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. Okay. These are the cards that are just working with our commander. Legendary enchantment. Commander creatures you own have, whenever you cast a spell from exile, this creature deals damage equal to its spells. That spell's meant. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's solid. That's a good card to have in this deck. A Party Thrasher. Non-creature spells you cast from exile have Convoke. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may discard a card. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. That's a 2-drop. That can help our commander out as well, so let's throw that in there. I've been trying to keep my deck cheap, CMC wise. Whenever Atali attacks, exile the top card of each player's library. Then you may cast any number of spells from amongst those cards without paying their mana cost. And Alien Warrior. Trample Battle Cry. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a 2/2 red alien. That's kind of cool. Sure, why not? Get a little alien army going with our loot. Red. Exile a card from your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra Torch deals 2 damage to each opponent. Okay. Add 2 red. Chandra deals 4 damage to target creature. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. Alright, yeah, let's add Chandra. That gives us another planeswalker to go for. How many planeswalkers do we have? 3? I kinda want another planeswalker. Jace Reawaken. 2. Draw a card, then discard a card. You can't cast the spell during your first, second, or third turn of the game. What the fuck is that? Add X mana any capture room, where X is the number of creatures you control. Satyr, creature token with haste. Rin and Realm Maker. The 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with vigilance, hexproof, and haste till your next turn. I think I like Rin. I think I also like Jace. You may exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your hand. If you do, it becomes plotted. I think I like Rin the best. Okay, we got 4 planeswalkers, 6 battles, 27 creatures. Let's go back to creatures, or top cards. I like this card, but it is expensive. Let's go here. What is our... We have a bunch of cheap cards, CMC-wise. We have 1 8-drop. I think we get rid of this 8-drop. It doesn't really help our agenda that much. I don't know. Kind of wins us the game, though. Yeah. All our artifacts are pretty cheap. Yeah, those are cheap. Sorceries. We have 7 sorceries now, 6 instants. Alright, let's just keep going. I think I'm going to add this thing. I think that's a solid add. Let's see, delayed blast, fireball. If the spell is cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent, each creature they control. Yeah, we want that. That's a good instant. Sage of Beyond, Beast Within. Do I have Beast Within already? I think I do. Yes. Yes, we do. Okay, good. Enters exile top X card. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. I think we're good there. Creatures. This little guy. What's this little guy do? You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Top card has plot. Cost is equal. You may plot non-land cards from your top. I think we're good on that. Orc Fleet. No, 13th Doctor. At the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control with a counter on it. 13th Doctor isn't bad, but I think we're going to pass on that. Did I add Azusa? I think I did. Azusa, where are you? No, I added Dryad. And Loot. I did not add Azusa. I think we kind of need Azusa in our lives, guys. You may play 2 additional lands, like, that's nutty. Italy. I don't know if I want that in my life. Memory Worm, Birds of Paradise. Sisterhood of Karn enters the battlefield with a +1. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, double the number +1/+1 counters on Sister. Sure. Let's add Sister in there. Sister of Karn. I don't know, dude. That's a little weird. I mean, it's a good card, though, for what we're doing. Creatures you control have haste. Cascade, cascade. Artifact creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Yeah, let's grab that. Each spell you cast that's red or green costs 1 less to cast. Sure. I think that's a solid add. Let's see. The 12th Doctor, the first spell you cast from anywhere other than your hand each turn has Demonstrate. When you copy a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on 12th Doctor. That's not bad. I don't know. I feel like it's a solid add. But, I don't know. I think we're pretty set. I mean, 12th Doctor's pretty good, but I think he deserves his own deck. I don't know if he's in the 99 worth. Ragavan's pretty solid. I think we're set. If you draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn. Each non-land card in your hand without foretell has foretell. Just throw a fucking Chimera in there, why not? Green Slime. When Green Slime enters the battlefield, counter target activated or triggered ability from an artifact or enchantment source. If a permanent's ability is countered this way, destroy that permanent. How's foretell? I think that's a pretty solid ad. It's like a counterspell that's not a counterspell, if that makes sense. Squee the Immortal. Pretty mid stuff. Laura. I think I'm good on Laura. I don't want this deck to like... Whenever another creature you control enters, it gets +2, +0 haste until end of turn. Having haste is good in a deck like this. I think I'm good on that. It's 4 cost. I don't hate Surge of Brilliance, but I think we're good. Heroic Intervention is a solid ad. Kind of like Reality Shift. That's kind of cool. It potentially gets rid of 2. Pongify. Let's add negate in there too, because why not? And then kind of like Arcane Denial, but I'll hold off. We have plenty of counter spells. We have 80 in the main deck. We have 9 instants, 7 sorcery. We kind of want a well-rounded 33 creatures. We might have to get rid of some creatures. We have 4 planeswalkers, 6 battles. 9 instants, 11 artifacts, 9 enchantments. Let's see if there's any other sorceries. Blasphemous Act. I think we do want Blasphemous Act. How many sorceries do we have? 7. Okay. Let's add Blasphemous Act, make that 8. And then I think we're good on the sorceries. Utility artifacts. The key to the vault. That kind of makes sense in the loot when he has key to everything. Whenever a quick creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Kind of like that. It's not bad. I think we throw key in there for the flavor, you know? And then throw swift foot boots and the other one, lightning greaves. Because we do want our commander to stay protected. Whenever player casts an instant sorcery spell from their hand, exile it instead of putting it into graveyard as it resolves. Beginning of okay, if there are 4 more cards exiled with River Song Diary, choose one of them at random. You may cast it. Memory Vessel, exile. Each player exiles the top 7 cards until your next turn. Players may play cards they exile this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. Activate only as a sorcery. That's a pretty cool card. I think we throw that guy in there too. Alright. That's got some stuff that can, whenever a quick creature deals combat damage to exile the top 2 cards, you may play those. You may play an additional land this turn. Chaos 1. Target opponent exile cards. And put the exile cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of that player. Enchantments. Oh, this has loot on it. Let's see. When Omnipath Journey enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 5 land cards that have different names. Exile them, then shuffle. At the beginning of your end step, choose a card at random exiled with Omnipath Journey and put it onto the battlefield tapped. I mean, it gives you 5 land cards, and you slowly trickle them in. That's a little silly. But you need 4 mana to play it, so like, yeah, that's a little silly. At the beginning of okay, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. I mean, that's good, but I think I'm going to pass on that. Yeah, exploration is a must. Bigger on the inside. Enchanted permanent has tap. Target player adds 2 mana of any one color. The next spell they cast this turn has Cascade. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. We're going to be doing that with loot. We'll be fine. Enters the battlefield, exile X target creatures. Whenever one or more non-token creatures enters the battlefield, if one or more of them enter from exile or was cast from exile, you draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. I kind of like this. It gives us extra card draw. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. When you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. That's a little rough. I mean, it could be good, but it's a little rough. And Langify, Propaganda. I don't really want to lean into the keep put 2 dissonant counters on descent into avarice. Then each player creates X tokens. X damage to each player. To each player, where X is the number of descent counters on descent. I kind of like these auras. They're kind of funny. It's kind of just like a fuck you. How many Chamas do we have? 9. Yeah, 9 Chamas. That's not too bad. Let's add one more for funsies and call it a day. We have battles already figured out. Utility lands. Mana artifacts. Man, I think we need some mana artifacts. Let's grab Arcane Signet. Let's grab Soul Ring. Let's grab. Fuck. Chromatic Lantern is very useful in this deck. I don't want Commander Sphere. I think we just add the Talismans. And call it a day. There. Alright, we have 91 cards in our deck. Purging these cards is going to be very painful. We don't necessarily need sorceries. Formless Genesis is kind of cool. I kind of like the flavor of that. Pick your poisons cheap. We got 2-ish. We don't have a lot of board wipes, but we're playing green-blue, so... Let's go back up to sorceries. Any more board wipes up here? No, let's add that Aether, I think. Period? No. No, that's it. It's Aether something. Oh, it's like return cards, that attacking cards from... Return all attacking creatures to the owner's hand. I have it in one of my decks. Let me go look. I think I haven't. Mind Skinner. Source. It's not a sorcery. It's an instant. Aetherize. Return all the attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Yeah, let's add that. Copy. Let's go. Alright. Quick and easy. Alright. I think we're done. That's cool. Alright, we have 92 cards. let's just do forest like this. Bada bing, bada boom. Ideally, we want roughly 36 lands. So let's add 36 lands. So we have to get rid of 28 cards. God, that's going to be difficult. Alright, alright, we got 10 enchantments, 20 artifacts. Alright, let's get rid of some artifacts. My whole deal with the artifacts, though, is and lightning greaves. I want to keep the lightning greaves. I think we remove it. And I think we remove Swiftfoot boots as well. That's very controversial, but they don't really play into our agenda that well. We want to keep these tribal artifacts. I really like the idea of those. They're a little silly, but I think it's going to work. I think I really like our artifacts, which makes this really hard. I mean, do we really need memory vessel? No, but is it cool? Yes. Our artifacts are also very cheap CMC wise, so we can play them pretty easily. Alright, negate. How many instances do we have? 10? I think we can go lower on the instance. Like, I think we get rid of that. I think we keep the rest. 8 instance, one's a board resetter. Yeah, alright, we'll keep those. What about sorceries? 8 sorceries. Ideally, we want cheap sorceries unless it's a board wipe, so that's pretty much what we have. We have all our sorceries are 3 or lower, except for Blasphemous Act and Seasons of Gallery. Okay. Five, 6, 7. I think that's one of the biggest mana cost cards we have. Let's sort by CMC. Okay. Alright, these battles are pretty okay, I think. I think maybe we get rid of this one. Yeah. What does its flip side do? Yeah, I think this one's pretty mid. What does this one's flip side do? It doesn't really matter. It's cheap. We want to play the cheap ones. All these are 2-drops, which are easy to cast with loot. Alright, Planeswalkers. 4 Planeswalkers is, I think, plenty. I'm tempted to get rid of these two. But again, like that helps our loot's ability because we discard X top of the cards, ward. Oh man. Alright, we have 33 creatures. Thought we sorted by command cost. Did we not? Sort by vanability. Oh, we have to click save. Okay. All these are 4 or lower. That's not bad. Okay. I'm not worried about the low CMC cost ones. 2 or lower is fine. Okay. Green Slide is like a counterspell. Attacks, exile top card. You'll have you play that card. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your library. This thing can get out of hand pretty fast. I think that's good. Omnivore's Trap. Enters or attacks. If there are 4 or more card types on cards in your graveyard, contribute 2. Then if there are 6 or more card types, I think we remove Flytrap. I think Shrufus has his place here. That's a solid card. Especially with all the changelings we have. I don't want to get rid of changelings unless we have to. I really like Hansk. I think this card can go away. But I don't know. We could be generating a lot of aliens with that bad boy. At the beginning of upkeep, if you control a commander, create a token that's a copy. I really like this card too. Pyroglyph. Goyf. I think maybe we get rid of one of these. In all graveyards, its toughness is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Yeah, I think we get rid of this guy. Because we're doing creature types right now, not creature type. We're doing card types, not creatures. Enters the battlefield. Are you sure that creature deals? Yeah. Or another Goyf creature enters the battlefield. We have a bunch of changelings. This card has its place. Each card you cast from exile has Cascade. We're not playing high CMC. We have like 1, 2, 3 cards that are high CMC. So Cascade's not going to go far in this deck, I don't think. So let's get rid of that. And then I kind of like the blob. Let's see, first strike haste. Whenever you cast a spell from anyone in hand, it deals damage equal to that spell's mana. That's just good. It's expensive, but good. That's expensive, but good. We have plenty of changelings. Loot gives us extra mana drop. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. It's an enchantment creature. Artifact creature, artifact creature. You may cast a spell from anywhere other than hand, double the number plus. This can get out of hand pretty quickly too. Target shaped user. I think we might get rid of this. Oh no. We have 30 creatures. We gotta get rid of 20 cards. 8, 8, 18. I mean, ideally we get rid of stuff here, right? But I don't think I want to. These are all good. I really like the key. Memory Blast just like adds some craziness to the game that I think is really cool. Or Memory Vessel. Not Memory Blast. I am a little... Forgive me, I'm a little tired and hungry. These do the same thing. Combos with our longbow and Thornbite Staff. Enchantments. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Okay. Enchant creature gets +2/+2, has reach, and is every creature type. Tribal enchantment. At the end of your turn, untap all merfolk. I think we get rid of this one. Right? Yeah, we don't have a lot of tap abilities. That's good. Like, that's really good. Passionate Archaeologist was made for this deck. Prison in the Moon. Goyf is pretty good. I think Eldrazi. I think we get rid of this. I don't think we're ever going to cast this for 8. When we can cast a bunch of little things for... But this buffs our little creatures, you know? We don't have like a lot of strong creatures. I mean, we have that. I'm kind of like struggling to see exactly how we're going to win, other than just like casting our whole deck as fast as possible. I mean, I don't know, the Goyfs are pretty strong. So is Enduring Vita. So is like these cards. So I don't think we necessarily need... I think we might get rid of the bear. Whenever another bear enters the battlefield, you're going to put 2+1/+1 on target bear. Yeah, I think we can remove this. Oh, Doc's just insane. That's a good card. That's solid. think we are solid. Like, if I could have a 118 spell card deck, this would be it right here. How many counter? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Lightning bolt is just a little silly. Deals 3 damage to any target. I think we remove lightning bolt. I just put it in there because I like it sometimes. Arcane Signet is a little slow. That's not bad by any means. I think Diviner's Wand we get rid of. Creature has whenever you draw a card. This creature gets +1/+1 gains flying until end of turn. And tap 4, draw a card. Yeah, I think this one's pretty mid. All the other ones are pretty good. Like Axe gives you haste. Thornbite Staff goes infinite. Cloak and Dagger gives you Shroud. Veteran's Armaments gives you +1 for every creature attacking you. Alright, enchantments. I think we get rid of Eldrazi. It's good, but it's 8 drop. Yeah, let's get rid of that. 15 cards, eh? What a crazy thing to say. Alright, I like the Goyfs. I like the slimes. I like him, but I think Asuya is better. Enchantment creature, though. Yeah, enchantment creature. Artifact creature, artifact creature. I think this guy might need to go, but also he's kind of cool. Party Thrasher, non-creature spells you cast from exile have convoke. At the beginning of your pre-con, yeah, I think we get rid of this guy. One drop changeling isn't going to do much for us. As much as I'd like to think it would, I don't think it's going to. I don't think we need to fix our mana that much either. We have other cards that do that for us, like Dryad, for example. Green Slime Flash enters, counters an activated or triggered ability. If it's a permanent, destroy it. And we can foretell it with loot. I don't know, that's kind of cool. I mean, we're kind of doing the same thing here with Shrufus as we are Iraxa. These cards just let us go wide, you know? I think that's good, though. We need extra different battle plans. Where are we at here? 26 creatures? That's a pretty good number for creatures. Create an X colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling death touch, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Retrace. Not exactly sure what retrace does. It's a kindred though. Kindred sorcery. That's hard. Cultivate. Return target card from your graveyard. Okay, we don't need this. I don't think we need the graveyard play in this deck. Each opponent sacrifices a gem. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. That's pretty good for a 1-drop. Do we need 2 cultivate effects? I don't know, man. I kind of think we do. I don't want to get rid of any more creatures. I think maybe we look at the battles. Get rid of one of these. Create a treasure token. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Then you get a 3/4 trample. I think we remove this one. We still have 10 cards to remove. That's crazy. Let's get rid of negate. Reality shift is good. All these are good. This is what, an instant? 2 damage to each opponent for each creature they control. If this spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control instead. I kind of like it. But if you draw it in your hand, it's kind of dead. Ugh. And also you have to cast it same turn with loot. What if there's not a lot of cards on the field? We're thinking about a lot of what ifs right now. Alright, keeping those. I think we keep this guy. And we get rid of the green version of that. Enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +1. +2 has reach and is every creature type. I think we get rid of this. Because we have this up here. And it can equip to multiple creatures. You can move it around. That's solid. I'm going to switch printing on this. See if we got a cooler printing. Yeah, that's cooler. Exploration is just good. 7 enchantments is a solid number. Like, what else are we gonna do, bro? What else do we get rid of? If I get rid of these artifacts, it ruins like the whole game plan. We need chromatic lantern. Draw a card, then discard a card. That's a pretty solid. Add X mana of any one color. X is the number of permanent cards in your grave. Yeah, like that just helps the agenda. Creatures can crawl every creature type. Yeah. Like if I get rid of Cloak and Dagger and all of that, I might as well just get rid of all the changelings too. How many changelings do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 changelings. 5 changelings. Technically 6 with that. Crypt creature has whenever this creature attacks or blocks. I think we get rid of, like, I don't know, Cloak and Dagger. We're keeping these because they are tribal artifacts, so it gives us 2 extra types for our commander. We have to remember that. 2 types of art, like tribal artifacts, are pretty nutty. Kindred artifact. Same thing, 2 types. So we can get loot rolling a lot quicker than he usually gets rolling. Man. Okay, I think we get rid of this. I think we do. I think, yes. You're good, you're good, you're good. Enduring vitality. Fuck. Sisterhood Karn. I think we get rid of this. I think we get rid of Ornithopter. I don't know, it's an artifact creature. I don't want to get rid of any more creatures. I am rather stuck, boys and girls. We have 7 cards left to get rid of. 3 counter spells. I think we get rid of this counter spell up here. This silly little one I got. Green slime. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. Alright, 6 more cards. Reality shift, exile, target creature. I mean, that's good. That's just good. Board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, board reset. Wipes our enchantment boards. I don't think we need Rune Succulite. Makes everything every creature type, but I don't think we need that. I could probably get rid of as long as we have this, because these proc off of things coming into the battlefield, coming into play. So there's really no point in equipping something after it's on the battlefield to make it every creature type. So there might not be much reason to play changelings either. I don't know, man. I'm a little lost. Changeling enters the battle. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on bloodline. I think we get rid of Mask, Vandal. Kind of like this guy. He's just a weird little dude. 4 more cards. I think we get rid of Cultivate. Call it a day there. We have Kodoma's Reach. That's fine. I think we get rid of Counterspell itself. Oh no, let's keep the counterspells. Artifacts, 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 artifacts. Man, this is gonna be a long ass video. Alright, I think I don't want these guys. Talisman of Creativity. That gives 2. Artifact 16. If we get rid of these guys, because yeah, they're kind of mid nowadays. Alright. And then we got 1 card to get rid of. Is there any enchantments we want to lose? No. I say we just go here, remove 1 land, and call it a day. Alright. you look up here, there's 100 in the main deck now. I'll fill these lands out later, and you guys can look at the deck list to see all the lands. And yeah. That's pretty much it. Loot, key to everything. The essential idea is we want as many types on the field as fast as possible. So we have battles, that's 1 type. Planeswalkers, that's 2 types. Creatures, that's 3. So, sorceries don't count. Instants don't count. Artifacts is 4. And then enchantments is 5. And then the tribal artifacts add to the permanents as well, so that's 6. So we want to get loot tapping for 6. Or not tapping. We want to get his ability proccing for 6 as fast as possible. And then just start dropping lands and start casting stuff from exile every turn. And we have a bunch of support to help that, and we also have a bunch of cards that play off of just all the amount of card types that are going to be on the field, in the graveyard, all that good stuff. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to try this deck out next time I can, and I'll let you guys know how it performs. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.